What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cash coming to you live from the living room for another episode of the Make It Make Sense podcast. There's no video, so I could be lying, but it really is in the living room. I got Red and C Gutta joining me for another action-packed episode. As usual, you know you could get the podcast on Apple, Spotify, Good Pods, YouTube, and wherever else you get your podcast from. Normally, I would say the video will be up after, but there is none, so it'll just be audio this week. But the videos will be coming back soon. So with that intro, we're going to get into the topics because we got quite a few to jump into. So the first thing I wanted to discuss this week was, today I seen, actually, I don't know if this is when he posted it, but Academics posted a list of the best to worst songs in the Kendrick versus Drake rap battle. Now, full disclosure, originally I was prepared to just roast him and call his list a piece of shit because you already know how I give it up when it comes to Drake. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to be fair. Music is opinion. So at the end of the day, it is our opinion. It's
art, yeah.
Yeah, and his takes wasn't too terrible. So I'm going to read Act's order, and y'all could say whether you disagree or agree with his when you go, and you could read y'all list. Okay. All right? So from best to worst, Academics had Family Matters, Euphoria, Not Like Us, Push-Ups, 616 in LA, Taylor Made Freestyle, The Heart Part 6, Buried Alive Part 2, and Meet the Grams last. That was DJ Academics' list.
All right, so with my list, I started off with Euphoria because I kind of felt like that was the best track out of this whole little squabble that they had. And then second was Not Like Us. Third was Push-Ups. Fourth was Family Matters. I kind of ranked Push-Ups higher than Family Matters, music and bar-wise. 5 was 616 in L.A., and for 6, I actually put Like That, the song that that Kendrick did with Future, and that was produced by Metro Boomin.
To kick it off, okay.
The reason why I chose that was Metro Boomin, he pushed that as a diss initially when he was trying to go after Drake, and he had like a bunch of rappers and artists trying to come together to diss Drake, but he was able to get Kendrick, so I kind of look at that track like a diss track. 7 is Meet the Grams, 8 is Taylor Made, 9 is Buried Alive Part 2, and last but not least, it is The Heart Part 6.
Okay. So
I got something to say before I give my list.
No problem. I based my list off of the tracks that Act put up. So the order I had was Euphoria, 616 in LA, Family Matters, Not Like Us, Meet the Grams, Push-Ups, The Heart Part 6, Buried Alive 2, and the Taylor Made Freestyle. Won't go over the whole list, but I had Euphoria first because it hit all the checklists for me. Dope beat, amazing track, and it was a rap song. It had bars, so it hit all the checkpoints for me, and Taylor Made was last because that shit was terrible. I didn't like anything about that song at all.
I did not either.
Yeah, I had to put it somewhere.
I don't even count that as a real song because you got AI shit in there. Come on,
yeah,
bro.
But Drake had a verse, so yeah, whatever. That's how my thoughts on the order.
So you put Taylor Made as last?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. I could live with that.
Go ahead, Red.
So I'm going to say I made a last minute change because I still kind of feel like the beef is still going. It's just fizzling right now because Kendrick's on his tour.
Stimmering.
Yeah, he's cooking up right now. He waiting because if he really want to give it to him, you know he's ready. So, but my list, I started off with number 1 was Euphoria. Number 2 was Not Like Us. Number 3 was Meet the Grams. Number 4 was Like That. Number 5 was Family Matters. Number 6 was 616 in L.A. Number 7 was Push-Ups. And number 8, I changed it. I put Squabble Up because I still feel like he kind of still taking shots at him in that song.
That song? Okay.
What bars in particular?
I just feel like the whole everything is just about him.
Understood.
So originally it was The Heart Part 6, but honestly, I like Kendrick's Heart Part 6 better than Drake's Heart Part 6.
So since you added songs, you basically just didn't rank some Drake songs.
Yeah, because I didn't care for the AI song. I didn't care for the Buried Alive.
Yeah, so it looked like everybody was unanimous on Euphoria. I guess everybody thought that was the best track. And yeah, there was some Drake songs that I just straight up didn't like at all.
Yeah.
But I was like, I gotta rank him somewhere. Like it ranked somewhere in the beef. So that's why I just gave him a ranking. But some of them, there's a couple tracks, and not even just from Drake. Like not every track in this back and forth I listen to on a regular basis. Like some I like more than others. I like Euphoria a lot, 616 in LA. I like Family Matters Not Like Us. I didn't listen to Meet the Grams that much. Definitely not the part 6 that much.
That sinister beat in the
Yeah, I fucked with it, especially when it dropped. I thought it was dope. I just didn't listen to it that much.
Dope. He talking shit. Kid about you.
When he said keep the family away, that was a song.
I mean, he brought it when he talked about his.
Yeah. So not like it was bad, but I
I
had to
ask
rank
you-
it
My
somewhere.
family ain't off limits. Your family ain't off limits either.
Can I ask you a question though? If you had to put like that in your ranking, first off, why would you consider that as a diss track?
So
in a
if I
beat?
had to rank it as a song, it would be high, but as a diss track, it would be low. Because compared to these, it was just a couple of bars, so it doesn't hit the check boxes for me for a diss track. It would be at the more towards the bottom as a diss track, but as a song, I was feeling it.
Yeah.
Like as a diss track, what are you like looking for in particular?
Bars, not even disrespectful, but
The
dissing the
punchlines,
person, yeah, the punchlines and making your disses. It could be subtle or it could be forward. Both work for me. But the problem with that song is it was just a few bars. Had he did a whole verse on like that about him, then I might have considered it.
So it just had to be more.
But
than
that's
a
just
verse.
from exact. Yeah, I considered it a song with a diss in it, not a diss song. To me, there's a difference.
But I feel like even like that, the hook just feels like it's a jab at him. If you nice nigga, I just feel like it's kind of taunting him in the song.
Yeah, it could be. You might be right. I'm not necessarily saying that it's not, but for me, actually that's exactly what I'm saying. For me though, it's not. But everyone is entitled to their opinion. But when you go by that, it's like, yeah, it could be about him, but he didn't say it was. So if we start guessing, then I could just start picking out every bar that's just talking about someone and be like, well, he was talking about him. That could be a diss. That's all rappers doing songs. So I'm just going by the shit that I know was about him. Those couple of bars, and for me, I thought they were dope. I don't think that constitutes a diss song.
Well, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. That's your opinion. I feel like it was a diss song.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the hook is catchy. So I feel like the hook is catchy. Yeah, he did his little subtle bars, but I just feel like overall him and Future teaming up on that song was a good idea because Future don't fuck with him either.
Yeah, I don't know if they've made up or not. I haven't heard anything about that. Not that I'm exactly checking into it. People, let us know though in the comments. For one, do you consider, if you had to rank the songs in the beef, do you consider Not Like That in the rotation of diss songs? And what would your list be?
Yeah, I want to see what
From 1 to
some
9.
of
Yeah, I'm curious.
even the songs that's not listed that we didn't list that you think is a diss song. Yeah, I want to hear that too.
Because the people might agree with you guys. So I don't know. We'll see. Let us know what you guys thought of the list. I'll post them too, so people can see what we thought. See whether or not you agree, disagree
maybe we
with
should do a
where
poll
you would
on that.
put stuff. Yeah, maybe I'll put a community poll or something like
Ding,
that.
I just gave an idea.
There you go. So next up on the topic sheet, we wanted to discuss quickly because this is old now. Brick Baby's been rotting away in jail, and during that time, he was upset because apparently Adam was out in the beach with his toes out, toes in the sand.
His toesies.
Yeah,
He's
with his
giving
toesies out,
his
and he
piggies
wasn't feeling that. Basically,
Trying to
he's not
collect
helping him out, is what Brick was saying. Was it Sharpe came out and did a video basically saying the same thing, and Adam said he's not helping him because Brick owes him bread. So how we feeling about this situation? Is Adam wrong?
Well, let me get into my stance. I is a fortune teller because I already called this. Did I not? A couple episodes ago. He gonna treat him just like everybody else, like Crip Mac and everybody else that came on the show and then left. You not of no use to him now. So, and it kind of gives him a narrative to run with now. It's a new narrative to run with because it's like he needs shit to stay relevant. So yeah, talk about Brick Baby like.
Well, I don't remember what episode, but I do remember you saying he would treat him like everybody else.
What make him any different?
And that is a good narrative. Like I said, I don't know if it's true, if Brick do owe him money. But what was disingenuous about, because I don't know if he owes him or not, what Adam was saying is that he's not paying him. Why would he give him money for work if he's not working? He's not active. Obviously, he's in jail.
That makes sense.
But from what Sharpe was saying is that he's asking for money owed for work that was done prior to him being locked up, which is a different
Adam
thing.
Owes him money.
Yeah, if you owes me money, that's different from expecting money if you're not at work. So that changes it. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But like you said, nothing about Adam 22 should tell you, listen, if I get into some shit, this man is going to hold me down. If you think that, unless he got a different relationship with him than what we all see, there's nothing about that man that makes me think he going to hold you down. So I don't know what the fuck he was expecting.
Psst, come here. I got some bridges to sell you if you believe that.
Word. I think every single person that's left no jumper, that shit has been some scandal, people on some, fuck Adam shit, which I mean, most people quit their job or get fired, probably gonna feel that way about the job. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of people, and he just don't strike me as the type that's gonna hold anybody down but himself.
I feel like Adam 22 kept Brick Baby around because he was beneficial. He tries to give up that, oh, I roll with thugs persona and shit like that. And now that he's not around, and who is he really gonna roll with now?
Just be using them niggas for
views. He just be using them for clout. He a clout chaser. And you got used, bro. That's all it is. It's just part of the game.
Charges to the game.
Yeah.
Right? I about to say, he won't even hold down his wife. He passed her around, so I don't know why you think he would.
She get passed around more than a syrup bottle at a Waffle House.
I don't know why he would think things would be any different in this situation at all, because this is how he roll. He's already shown that many times. I don't know how many more people he gotta leave out in the cold, get jammed up, or get into some shit for them to realize this is what it is. That's what you sign up for when you go on the platform, fuck with him, and
that's
but
the
if
industry.
you watch his relationships with other people, how it ends, what makes you any different? He gonna treat you just the same. When you have no use to somebody, poof, you gone. That's it.
Yeah, I guess that's one of those, when you're in the situation, people always think they're different. Like, not me. Like, it wouldn't do me like that.
You know, you always find out who your true peoples is when you're in a bind anyway, so.
What's the saying? When someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Good times.
Yeah, Brick wasn't doing that. I don't even know. I haven't heard much on the case. But the stuff that I have seen trickling out makes it seem more and more like you better get comfortable in there. Because I don't know if they're getting out anytime soon. Unless somebody starts snitching. So we're going to
see that in your future.
Yeah, right. You could predict that one.
Yeah.
Play some bets on it.
Yeah, like, or we gonna keep monitoring this situation and see who's left. Lush, and Whack. It's like everyone is in jail, fired, quit. I don't even know who's left
on the run.
His own joint
yeah,
jumping. So
yeah, I guess Flacco's still there. But I only see him on his own channel. Like I don't even see him on no jumper.
He trying to be like this. Like, whoa.
I'm making like 37 videos a day. I don't know what Flacco. He be making like 37 videos a day. I don't know what the fuck he be on. All right, so we're going to monitor that jumper situation for as long as it still exists, because they don't got that much talent left. And we're going to close out the music section with questionable lyrics. So this week we got some more submissions. R3DD and C Gutta each got tracks. I don't know who's going first, but they're going to read them to you as always.
All right, so the song I found was Rock the Party by Benzino, and it's about a minute and 53 minutes in, and he says, and Mario too, yo.
Hey, yo.
Exactly, yo, how he ended that song.
Yeah, the yo was part of the song, not where we always say hey yo to
go ahead and look up the
stuff.
lyrics. Is there. Why your man's going with you in the coat room?
I was just gonna say thank you for elaborating to the people, because sometimes people might not get why that sounds weird.
Ayo, fire if you got.
C Gutta. And I'll play the song for the people in this episode.
So I actually had to do a last minute change. So the song that I chose this week was "I Love My Chopper" by TK. It's Specifically, he had a bar, and I think it was the second verse where he said,
Hey, yo. Do you want to explain to the people the problem with that?
Go ahead and break it down.
Man, lyrical breakdown.
okay, so he's trying to say that he totes a lot of guns, and because he totes a lot of guns,
He's a gunslinger.
Yeah.
You way past the gun line.
Tell him about the gun line, boss.
You thinking because he shoot mad guns, you know, his bullets cause massive amounts of damage, which in turn it beats people's meat.
Guess that was the best way he could get those bars across.
All right, quick draw. McGraw.
Yeah, right.
Or
What's he drawing?
Oh yeah,
Like,
you already know.
There could have been so many different ways he could have flipped it. He think he hard well, this chopper sweep you off your feet. Know what I mean?
My thoughts exactly, but we are not artistes, I guess. Hence, that makes the lyrics questionable. So let us know if you guys found these lyrics to be questionable or if you think they're explainable. I had a choice this week, but I thought at the last second I decided to let it slide. So I don't know. Next episode, I'll make sure that I have something. But let us know what you guys thought about
Rock the Party by Benzino.
No Neck.
And
And-
Big Pacino.
And mine was I Love My Chopper by TK.
All right, so there you guys go. I'm gonna make sure I
Yeah.
post the song though in the episode.
And if y'all have any such lyrics out there, y'all need to chime in.
Oh yeah, as always, drop them below. I don't know every song. All right, so I think that's it for music, unless I skip something. If I did, we'll double back to it. So the next thing we wanted to discuss, we did a video on Shannon Sharpe before, but when we did it, it was kind of when things first started. But now, since we recorded, he stepped down from ESPN and had another accuser come forward. The infamous Michelle has come out and said that Shannon was aggressive towards her, put his hands on her. It was ugly stuff. Most people was making fun of him because of how Michelle looked. We can get into that as well if y'all want to. But what's the overall thoughts on Shannon Sharpe? Another black man not learning his lesson.
Run!
He played football, right? He probably runs like a 4 something, so he'll probably catch you.
4-1 flag.
Hey, even in his 50s, I'm pretty sure he could probably still run something decent.
It's not looking good for you, bro. It's really not. I know I said give it time, but we gave it time only for another accuser to come forward. Not looking good for you.
And the crazy thing is, even with another person coming forward, it could be a money grab. Even though we don't know what happens, even in the original video, I said that, and I still say I don't know. But what I do know is that this muscle-bound black ex-NFL player allegedly put his hands on these white women. So that's all people need to know.
I told you about messing with those white women.
Yeah, he's done. When he said he's taking a break from ESPN, let me just break down. What's the word I'm looking for?
Good times.
Let me break down how people in suits talk. In suit talk, that means you're as good as gone. Right? You're gone.
They
all
gave
right?
him his walking papers.
Exactly. That's the nice way because he's under contract. He will not be on ESPN for a long time. And by a long time, I mean forever. I do not see him coming back.
But I mean, Chad Ochocinco was in some kind of abuse thing and he cleaned up.
I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe can't clean up. He could keep doing his podcast, but he's not going to be on ESPN, which is owned by Disney, with these kind of allegations going around. Like, you can't be freaky ass nigga on ESPN. It's just not going to rock. Maybe on Fox you could get that shit off, but not on ESPN.
Or YouTube, probably.
Yeah, on YouTube,
I don't know
he
if he
good.
a freaky ass nigga. He's just
It's
an
his own
abusive
brand.
ass nigga.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's freaky, but that's how people gonna look at it. They was talking about the OF Dottie when we had the video. He claims it was cosplay, but they was talking about choking and shit. I think for most people, I'm not judging, but most people don't consider choking to be a normal part of sex. That's
whole kind of
freaky.
cosplay was
That's
that,
why I say
hentai?
a freaky ass nigga. Like, not my opinion. It's what the streets are saying. I'm just talking for the streets.
Nah, you can't be doing no shit like that as a black man, yo. Just imagine the judge is gonna have to explain this shit to you in court. Yeah, you said that you was choking the defendant. I mean, the bitch said that she wanted it.
The thing is, it's not illegal, but how does it look? Like whether something is okay and how it looks is two different things.
Where is this supposed tape that was supposed to be released?
I don't know. To my knowledge, I don't know if it's come out yet. Because I'm not going to act like I was researching this shit and searching the internet to see if it came out. So if it didn't come across my feed, I ain't see it. But I feel like something like that is something that would have been talked about. Somebody would have done a video, posted about it or something that they got their hands on that video. Do either of you think he going to come back to ESPN or get any major gigs after this? Because that's just my opinion.
I think that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
It's definitely a no for me.
ESPN, nah. Fox News, I think give it some time, he might be able to come back. I mean, Emmanuel Acho, like that situation the other day, like a couple of months ago with...
That's still ongoing.
It's still ongoing. He's still on Fox, right?
He gonna be paying a lot of money for PR.
His allegations is not nearly as bad as Shannon Sharpe's.
Have a lot of cleaning up to do.
Acho is more so in trouble for workplace relationship type shit and giving people quid pro quo type shit. Yeah, exactly. Giving benefits to somebody for sleeping with him, which is not okay, but not a crime. What Shannon is being accused of is a lot uglier than that.
It reflects bad upon the company.
Exactly.
And then they start losing ratings. And then you know the rest.
I see what y'all saying.
And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And he got the wrong color skin to be doing the type of shit that he's accused of doing. And that's the biggest problem.
Damn, Unc.
They don't seem to learn. I mean, I just, 2 topics ago I said, when people tell you who they are, believe them. Unc told us.
Get it in.
He told us exactly who it was when he said, when I do one of these, I done snuck you. He told us exactly what type of time he was on. And we just laughed. We just laughed. So
you fucked up.
Yeah, he did. How do we feel about Michelle looking like a bag of potatoes on meth? Did you see her interview?
She looked like Grimace.
The before and the way before picture.
Yeah. Did you see her missing tooth?
All the Grimace. You going to hell.
Now, I will say, because we've had this conversation many a times, people tend to not age well. They said he met her in like early 2000s and they didn't start dealing with each other 2010. That's 15 years. People change a lot in 15 years.
Yeah, she had a rough life.
Housing crisis.
I'm gonna assume back in 2010, she ain't look like that. And we all know white people age like hot dog water. I'm not being racist. That's just a fact. So combine that with the 15 years. I mean, are we really surprised that she looks like that? Because I'm not.
You said early 2000.
Yeah, she was a reporter, but they started messing with each other in 2010.
And then 2025, the allegations.
No, because she she said she didn't come up out the woodwork. She's been had a order of protection against him and a lawsuit against him since a couple of years ago, I believe. I don't want to misquote the year that it started, but it wasn't this year. Her charges against him are before this OF Dottie. She's just now coming out after her and telling her story of what happened. Yeah.
Look, she has a pattern. She's already abusive. So maybe it's like a far reach to say that, it's a money grab.
Yeah, but in her situation, because I don't even know if she's after money. I didn't hear about that. So that part I'm not sure about. But, people going to be people. And I seen a lot of comments, a lot of black people saying, like, yeah, we just going to stay out of this one. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to have the black community.
It's like that South Park episode. Yeah, let's just stay out of this one.
Yeah.
I'm staying out of this one.
Yeah, she don't want to come out and stand in solidarity with the other girl.
Yeah, well, he always has his podcast. I guess we'll see what happens. But no matter what, because being that this is a civil lawsuit, even if they win, they're just going to win money, and he's not going to end up having to actually admit to being guilty. So I'd be surprised if we ever actually know for a fact whether or not he was really on this shit or not. But at the end of the day, even though he didn't learn the lesson of messing with these white women, I don't want to see a black man go down. So I hope he didn't do this shit.
When you snow surf, sometimes expect to fall.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Hope he didn't, but we'll end up seeing what happens. Stephen A. was not happy about the coverage that people was doing on Shannon Sharpe. He was calling out Charlamagne and other black creators, for how they was.
Well, you know, Charlamagne. Come on.
I don't really know what he expects. People are gonna talk about this shit.
The opportunity to talk shit about somebody.
And is it really talking shit? I mean, it's covering it.
I mean,
you can't
it's
expect people
allegations,
not
so
to
he's
talk
not
about
doing
it.
anything different than anybody else is doing. But you know, he's adding his Charlamagne spice to it. His twang.
But it wasn't just Charlamagne. He named other creators. That's the first one that came to mind was Charlamagne. But that's not the only one that he said he didn't like how they was talking about the situation. All right. Next topic I wanted to talk about was what's going on the Joe Budden podcast. Nothing crazy, but those who don't know, Marc Lamont Hill has been on the show. I stopped listening a while ago, but I seen a video recently about him cooking-ish on the podcast. And let me state this. When I say hate, I don't hate anybody. None of these people are important enough to actually hate. I don't know them. I just hate them as creators. I hate Ish as a creator. I think he sucks.
I don't consider him a creator. I just consider him a host of a podcast.
I know. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit by saying creator. Yeah. I just say whatever. Podcasters, I consider them creators. But my problem with him is that he argues disingenuously. I don't know if everyone knows people like that, but I know a few people like that. In an argument, he'll bring up a point, say facts, will not tell you where he got it from.
To back it up.
Yeah, just be like, well, 85% of black people are poor. What's your source? Like, I don't know it. Like, I'll bring it back to you.
That's a wild number to throw out there.
I know. It's just random. I don't know if you ever said that, but my point is, if you just saying random shit and you can't back it up, then you can't use it. And I see him do that a lot. And before Marc Lamont Hill got on that podcast, that's one of the things that would annoy me. Because I would see them having arguments, and respectfully, I don't really respect the intelligence on that show. The show is good because it's funny, but when they get to talking about certain things, you could tell it wasn't researched. Not because, I don't know whether they're smart or dumb, but if you don't research something and you talk about it, you're going to sound dumb. So I've heard them, talk about things in generalities or in real time as they're pulling it up on the phone. So I don't consider that diving into a subject. You could talk about it, but when you get to arguing about it and someone like Ish brings up a point that's not a real point, but it sounds good and you don't know really what you're talking about, then you just leave it like he won the argument. But no, it just makes y'all all sound stupid. Now, we went through that. When G's was on the podcast, he would bring up points sometimes. And one time he said something and we rolled with it. And then I researched it after the fact and it was totally wrong. And I was like, yo, you can't be doing that. I know on the internet, people just come on and say whatever and it don't matter. I've seen plenty of shit where people say something wrong and nobody corrects it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to purposely give out wrong information. We all wrong sometimes. It happens. But I don't want to knowingly give out wrong information. And I don't like shit like that. And I don't like people who argue disingenuously. And Marc Lamont Hill, when you someone who's arguing disingenuously, when you arguing with someone who's smart or someone who knows their shit, they're going to make you look stupid. And he's been making him look stupid.
So I'm going to agree with you on that one right there. I do believe that his rebuttal was futile because he's saying that black people was inferior and that white person's brain was bigger than blacks. And I feel like his points is not connecting, one, and two, like if you're going to make a generalized statement like that, you need to have evidence to back that up. And when Marc Lamont Hill challenged his
pseudoscience,
the phrenology and the pseudoscience knowledge he was trying to drop, like Ish wasn't trying to hear that. What it looked like to me is, one, either people was uninterested in the topic that was going on between the two of them. Two, they didn't know any better, so they didn't say anything. Three, they might have agreed with what he said and they just stayed quiet, or whatever the case was. But I feel like nobody else was really chiming in. It was just between him and Marc Lamont Hill.
Because that wasn't like a podcast thing.
Yeah,
that
it was
like
behind
the scenes.
Yeah.
That was a conversation between the two of them. But yeah, like you said, like in his phone, because he was being disingenuous. Like when someone is calling him out on his shit, that's when you want to walk away or not pay attention. I know, like I said, quite a few people like that, and I hate those kind of disingenuous arguments. Are we having this discussion because you just want to be right, or you trying to learn something, or possibly have your mind changed? Because there's a difference.
I think Ish just wanted to sound intelligent at the moment, so he said a bunch of shit, and then Marc Lamont Hill was like, hold on.
Yeah, because he would have got that off if it was just the people on the old Joe Budden podcast, but you're not going to get that off on.
But you can't teach an old dog like him new tricks. He's not trying to hear anything what Marc Lamont Hill was saying. Like, he was saying, I understand what you're saying, but it's not like he was trying to overshadow what he was saying. He was just trying to break down the pseudoscience and the phrenology thing that they was talking about, and he wasn't trying to hear it. He took it as an insult because he didn't understand what Marc Lamont Hill was saying, so he took that as, oh, you trying to make me look dumb. No, I think you're doing a pretty good job of that on your own, bro.
Because he was trying to tell him he's wrong. And listen, I'm someone who's been accused of thinking they know it all and arguing and saying, and nobody knows it all, but if I'm arguing something, the least I could say is that if I'm arguing something or presenting something, I genuinely believe it. And if I'm presenting something as facts, that's because I seen it, I got it from somewhere, and I could tell you where I got it from. I'm not just saying something to argue with someone just to prove that I'm right. And that's why a lot of discussions I would have sometimes with some of my friends, like, I wouldn't say argument, like discussions will go left because it seems like you're insulting somebody, but it's like, no, I'm not insulting you. You're insulting yourself because you sound ignorant, and I'm just pointing it out. And sometimes in discussions, it gets to the point where it's like, listen, if you sound stupid, I got no choice but to call you out on how you sound. There's no nice way to put it if somebody is saying something disingenuous. I remember having a discussion with a friend. We was having a debate about older person dating a younger person, and I was making the point that a 25-year-old dating a 16-year-old is not okay because of the difference in mindset and all of that. And this person was saying that it's no big deal, it's just age. And I'm like, even if you feel that way, that's your opinion. It's an actual fact that our brains develop at a certain rate. And when you get to that age, your brain is developed differently than someone who's 16 years old. That's a fact. That's not an opinion. And he was still arguing with me like it's not a thing. And it's like, I'm arguing fact and you give an opinion. So this is disingenuous. You're just dumb. You're not trying to hear nothing. So at this point, there's no point in having this discussion. And he's good for that. He does that a lot. It works with other people, but the shit like that don't work with me. When I know somebody is wrong, I'm not gonna just let you get that shit off.
But Marc Lamont Hill gives off this, and even though I know of him, but I don't really watch or like follow him, but I've heard him speak a few times, and how he presents himself. He comes off as he's educated. He knows what he's talking about. He reads, he's not into just what people are saying. He's into like finding like actual facts to back things up, not just wildly throwing things out there and seeing what sticks. And I don't know if he has a degree or Ish has a degree, but I'm sure that Marc Lamont Hill has a degree. So it comes off as he's educated, he's well-versed, and he's confident. But when you know what you're talking about, of course it's going to come off like you're confident. You think you know everything, but people don't take the time to really read and research things sometimes. So they come off as they'll take a little bit here or there or something that makes sense, one part or two parts of it that makes sense, and then they'll just, wing the rest of the way, and they'll put their spice to it.
Because you already agree with it, so you see it, and you just roll with it.
One thing that I also wanted to bring up is I noticed that sometimes you notice how like some people when they have discussions, how it's almost like a debate. Like you'll have one person who genuinely has their ideas of what a topic is about and everything, and then there's just one person that genuinely just wants to be on the other side of the fence just so the discussion can ping back and forth.
But that's playing devil's advocate, and if you're gonna do that, at least know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you can't say you're gonna play devil's advocate. You don't even know what you're talking about.
But in that specific debate we were referencing, I presume Ish believed that because he read it somewhere, and Marc Lamont Hill easily debunked it by telling him that's not a real science, that the size of someone's skull and their brain is a measure of intelligence.
But some people could take it as like, oh, I didn't know that. Like, oh, I didn't look at it that way. But instead, people take it as, oh, you're insulting me because you're trying to make me seem small or look small, or you said it a certain kind of way. But even if he said it in his tone, it's because he had to raise his voice to tell you, like, yo, I let you talk, let me speak. That's how it came off aggressive, if anything.
Imagine you in a debate and someone tells you, like, not only are you wrong, I actually wrote a book on what we arguing about, and I have the evidence in my back pocket I can show you. And you disinterested you in your phone because you know you lost and you getting cooked. So it's just like, I'm going to ignore
Some
everything
people just
you
don't
said.
know how to take
It's
the
like,
L.
yeah, if I'm having a debate and you got the evidence to show me what we talking about, I want to see it. I'm not going to ignore you. Like, oh, shit, show me. I'm about to learn something. Obviously, I didn't know.
It's a teachable
like,
moment.
Exactly.
It's like that episode of Black Mirror. I know it happened. It happened.
Yeah, it's like people don't want to be wrong. And it's like I said, for me, it's just the way he argues. And that's why I stopped. Now that Marc is on the show, I want to maybe start listening when he's there. But that's why I stopped fucking with it. Because Joe is Joe. He going to be interesting. But Ish is the serious guy. But he's serious. And I'll be like, most of his points is bullshit. He fucking sucks. And Ice just be wanting to talk about his kids.
And be
his
an old
fucking
head.
his daughter. Yeah, like, I don't want to fucking watch this shit. You know what I mean? So that's where it fell off for me. And
Please Flip just want to do COE.
yeah.
And what exactly is Melissa Ford there for?
I guess you're supposed to
perspective.
give her, the female perspective when they let her talk.
When they let her talk.
To give the female perspective and gang up on her.
You be quiet.
Yeah. When they want to bash women, since she's there and she's in the room, she could represent that female to be bashed for the whole female audience.
Hey, yo, shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Who told me to shut the F up?
Yeah, right? Who said him. Yeah, but Lamont Hill, keep on cooking Ish, man. Keep on doing it. Because like I said, not as a person, but as a podcaster, I hate that guy. The only podcaster who's worse than him is Maul.
Seriously.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So last topic on the agenda. I was gonna say we usually save the sad stuff for last, but I don't know if this is sad news. So the government is trying to create a baby boom. So they're trying to persuade women to have more kids. They want to give this illusion of family. Some of the benefits they're gonna give include $5,000 per child and bestowing a special medal on mothers who have 4 or more children. And so, as the female in the room read, are you willing to have 4 babies for a special medal of honor?
Hell no. To the no.
No?
I won't do it.
As a man, you think you're ready to take off 4 children?
For what? I don't even get a medal. Fuck I get. I don't get shit.
Don't nobody
You
pat
get
your balls.
ding,
tell
ding,
you
ding.
good job.
You win some child support.
Word.
Come on down to the Price is Right.
Notice everything I said was mothers and women.
Or what a father? Yo, what are benefits for the fathers?
They don't want them to smort it. So
Yeah. So how do you guys feel about do you guys think this policy will help people have more kids? And
It's a setup, y'all.
for the poor people, yes, do not take that bait. It's not worth it. Well, you know, that money is really not worth it when you think about it, because it costs more than 5 G's per year to raise a kid. Mind you, we're not even talking about the money that you got to spend to have the baby, because if you don't have insurance or you have lack thereof insurance, sometime insurance, they'll cover this, but you got to pay for the rest of this. Don't do it. You're going to put yourself in debt. You're going to stress yourself out. You're going to say eventually, fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
And it's just going to age you out. It's not worth it. Don't ruin your body. Don't ruin your mental fucking with the shit that they're trying to put in place. And it's not only that. You got to factor in other necessities, too. You need to pay for transportation to get to and from when you take this baby to the doctor's appointments, medication in case insurance doesn't pay for it. They're not telling you about stuff like this. We're giving you incentives to cover stuff like this. On top of the other necessities you got to pay for, like diapers, wipes, clothes, formula, you know, the whole shebang that you got to pay for. It's just not worth it.
when Red said it's gonna ruin your body, all I could think of was a hot dog going down the hallway. Yeah.
I'm good. They're going to pay for that reconstructive rejuvenation. They're going to hook you up with the whole front and side piece. Like, nah.
Listen, I'm not a financial advisor, but the math on that is not mathing to me. The
Not
cost of raising a child divided by the money that they're going to give you, something ain't adding up.
Mind you, it's not even a guarantee you might live through birth. So you done put yourself through all of that, and now your kids ain't going, the kids that you already have ain't going to have a mother now. So you also got to think about that, the risks and the complications of having kids.
I honestly just think that they're just trying to inflate the U.S. population because they see how they're messing everything up with the tariffs. So they think that if they have more babies, it's more people that's going to enter the workforce and more people that they can tax. What I think about it for them giving medals for women for that, I think that's bullshit, to be honest. The only thing that you're going to get is like when you file taxes, like you get like $2,500 for each kid. So basically getting like 10 bands.
And they making cuts to all of this aid that we get in the
FMLA. I'm thinking
not
about
FMLA, but I'm talking about like the food stamps, the cash assistance, and more kids means you need a bigger space. You need more room.
As soon as the medals come out, you could buy one on eBay.
What happened?
As soon as the mommy medals come out, you're gonna be able to buy them shits on eBay. The first lady that like pop out 4 kids.
Oh, look at this medal. Can I pawn it?
It's gonna be like one of those scratcher tickets. After the 4th kid, or the 5th kid, you get a prize, or you get like a you get to go like the Chuck E. Cheese thing where you get to grab like mad dollar bills out the wind tank.
It's like about 15, roughly 15-20 grand a year.
A lot of
to raise a kid.
A lot of times, I think I saw the number was more than that, but I don't know. I guess it varies because I do realize there's a lot of things that we think we need that we might not necessarily. So maybe it's not as expensive as it might seem, but it's definitely more than 5 racks. But more to the point is like most people, I think the problem is money. It's like either you don't have the money or you don't have the time. If you have the time to see your kids and you have no money, you probably feeding them water and syrup sandwiches for dinner type shit. You know what I mean? You poor. And if you have 2 parents and they're working all the time, that means your kids is being raised by the internet, which means fucking Andrew Tate and fucking Jake Paul and shit like that raising your kids because you're working all the time. So it's a no-win situation. A lot of people don't want to bring their kids into that. There is a general population decline problem because I've seen that for years. This is not a new thing. I've seen reports and stuff like that over the years about them saying how the birth rate is declining, it's low, people are not having kids. So this has been an issue, but just giving people $5,000 is not enough. It needs a lot more things in place to make people want to have kids. You need money, you need childcare, you need better schooling for them. Parents need to feel like they're bringing their kids in a good environment.
Think about the space too. We live in New York. You see how small the apartments is. How you gonna be able to fit 4 kids in like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment?
Anybody who's a parent knows the answer to this. Like, oh, me, give a fuck. I'll live with, do whatever. But my kid, no. People feel different about their kids. You could put them in whatever shitty situation, but most people, I should say, not nobody. Anybody who loves their kids will not put up with seeing their kids in a bad situation. So you're not going to want to bring more kids into a bad situation. So most people, if it could be avoided, is not going to do that. If they really want to make a change, they ain't going to do it.
And they cutting stuff from the Department of Education. They trying to cut the whole Department of Education. Why would I want to have a baby to raise a kid and the school system is going to shit right now?
How you going? What's a family to 6 if you can't even afford it?
I don't know. I am curious if there's people that would say this would make a difference to them. I personally think that if anything, you would see, if you see the birth rate go up, you'd see the adoption rate go up as well. Because if people are having babies for $5,000, they probably ready to drop them babies off at a firehouse or something.
And they're gone.
Yeah, word. Or sell them or something like that.
Oh, nah, don't do that. Poor kids.
Yeah, it's fucked up. We're living in a dystopia, man. That's why I always try to close a podcast with the saddest topics. So people could go drink after the podcast. Drink their problems away.
Nah, that's sad, yo. Shit. Nah, these kids
not good times.
Nah, right? I know that.
No, you know the end of the Jeffersons with it humming the
Yeah, right.
That's the song that we gonna be doing because we gonna be slave
That
working.
old slave hymn?
Yeah.
That's what that shit sounds like.
Yeah, we gonna be singing that, working our 13 jobs. 13 jobs.
Only 13 jobs? I have 16 jobs, man.
Let me tell you something, young Rasta boy. When I was your age, I was a maintenance man, a carpenter, a cab driver, a cook, a hospital orderly, a security guard, a tour guide, a fish cleaner, and an Amway distributor all in the same day.
You lazy goat.
That's only 12 jobs, lazy woman.
I'm thinking like, yo, like, there's kids that's about to have to live in this messed up situation just for the simple fact that they gonna get $5,000 and it's not gonna be enough. And what are we gonna do about it?
It's gonna be a cartoon. The mom is gonna get pregnant, then she's gonna pop out a kid, then she's gonna get pregnant again, and then that kid that she had is gonna be taking care of the new kid, and then that kid, and then it's gonna be a cycle. They're not gonna be able to raise all of these kids.
You would like to think people wouldn't do something that ignorant for $5,000, but I've seen people do
surprised.
stupid shit for a lot
Sell they
less.
soul.
Yeah, so I have no faith in humanity at this point. But let us know. Are you one of them people that's considering? Would you consider it having a baby for some bread or a medal? Maybe we selling short to people who take that shit like that seriously. That
They're
are
like
proud
a
to
badge
serve
of honor.
Serve their country.
I am a mom.
Just like soldiers like to pin their badges on all of their clothes. Moms might feel proud.
It's just gonna have little dots.
Oh, look at these stretch marks. I got a medal.
Yeah, right. Like you think that medal is gonna stand proud, but it's just gonna tell men like, okay, I know it's a war down there, so stay away. That's
Again, can I pawn this?
That's what I say to pay for the rejuvenation surgery.
No, to pay to feed them kids.
Yeah, right. I'm about to say they are trying to cut food stamps and all that stuff and school lunch.
I can't
Imagine
live
how
without
the
my
welfare
food
law gonna be
stamps.
looking, yo.
Mama from $1 Million Baby.
Who could forget? Who could forget?
The welfare
Can't
law
live
finna
without
be
my
looking
food
crazy.
stamps.
Yeah, I know. Well, it is what it is. Let us know if y'all gonna mess with that, though. I'm curious to know. On that note, that's the end of episode 63 of the Make It Make Sense podcast. Once again, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you follow the podcast on Spotify, Apple, Good Pods, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcast from. Make sure you subscribe at $MIMS. We're going to be dropping more videos probably throughout the week on topics that's going on and whatnot. Try to get some videos out. So make sure you guys hit all those buttons so you can know when the videos come out, because you never know. And once again, it's your boy Cash.
Don't sweat my
Here
dad.
with Red.
What's up? What's up?
Follow
And
me.
C
Don't
Gutta.
follow me.
Y'all take it easy, yo. Don't have no kids.
Word. Thanks for joining us on the Make It Make Sense podcast.
The Jeffersons was recorded on tape in front of a studio audience.